Welcome to the Brooks River in Katmai National Park, one of the greatest wildlife gathering places on Earth. It's a severe but spectacular environment. When you visit here, if you visit respectfully, you become an honorary member of this community of wild creatures. The best known inhabitants are the brown bears, a large form of the grizzly. Each summer they come to Brooks to feed on the runs of sockeye and other salmon moving upstream from the Bering Sea to spawn. Thanks to the rich salmon diet, a male brown bear may reach 1,000 pounds or more. The falls are the best place to feed, but a female with cubs often settles for a spot downstream. She needs salmon to regain weight lost in hibernation and nursing. But the male bears at the falls pose a serious threat. Given a chance, they may attack and eat her cubs. At the falls, disputes over fishing spots may erupt into clawing and biting, but more often are worked out by a complex code of body language. A good day's catch is 10 salmon, or 20 or 30 at the peak of the run. Fattening up on these calorie-rich fish is vital for the bear, which has lost up to 40% of its weight in hibernation. So Brooks belongs first of all to the bears and other wildlife. As visitors, we need to let them be wild and watch out for our own safety. The viewing platforms near the river mouth and the falls are the only places where bears can be safely studied and filmed up close. In all other places, keep 50 yards away from any bear and 100 yards from a bear with cubs. These are minimum distances. Move back as a bear moves closer and give it the right of way. Like humans, bears feel threatened by invasion of their personal space. When hiking, stay alert at all times and make plenty of noise as you move along. Talk or sing while clapping your hands. The sound lets bears know you're there, so you don't surprise or threaten them with a sudden approach. Don't be embarrassed to make noise. Those who know bears the best, rangers and biologists, are always the noisiest. Warning noise is especially important where visibility is limited. Bears can be very difficult to spot in dense forest or tall grass, where they like to bed down for a rest at midday. When alerted by noise, a bear may decide to move out of the area before you arrive. Bears can hear you more easily if you travel in a group and stay close together on the trail. At Brooks Camp, bears may be encountered almost anywhere. When they go too near the lodge or cabins or into the campground, rangers take steps to move them out. However, bears do have the right of way along the Naknek Lake beach, so campers hiking to the river are asked to use the trail that parallels the beach. But suppose you're making noise while hiking, and even so, you encounter a bear much too close. What then?
Sometimes here at Brooks Camp you'll find yourself very close to a bear as it rises right out of the grass or it comes out of the woods along the trail. And a bear will be so close that you'll wonder what to do. Well, never run away from a bear. If you run away from a bear, it may think that you are prey. Instead, let the bear know that you're human by speaking to the bear in a firm voice. Talk to the bear to calm it down and to calm yourself down. Tell the bear that you're going to get out of its way, and then start to walk back slowly, giving the bear the right of way, giving the bear room to decide how it's going to avoid you.
Behavioral signs reveal a bear's mood. A woof may be a warning. If you find yourself in close quarters with a bear, don't make eye contact. Looking directly at it may be taken as a challenge. A bear's yawn may indicate tension, and and signal a charge. For short distances, a bear can run at speeds up to 35 miles per hour, as fast as a racehorse. For their safety, children must be kept under physical control of parents at Brooks Camp. They should walk, never run, and not wander off the trails. Small children should be carried in the arms or in a shoulder pack. Promptly dispose of trash in the bear-resistant receptacles in the camp. Store food in the cache by the visitor center. No food may be carried along the river or the Naknek Beach within a half mile of the river. Picnic in designated areas. Wherever you go at Brooks, keep all your gear in hand or on your back. Don't set anything down and walk away from it. A bag or backpack, a fishing rod or tripod. A roaming bear may tear the item apart in a search for food or simply to satisfy its curiosity. This rule can be hard to remember, but the penalty for a slip can be high. Not only could your gear be destroyed, but a bear may learn to associate it with the reward of food. Eventually, it might try to take such gear from a person carrying it. So be sure to keep your belongings with you and keep a bear out of trouble. In the campground, use extra care to avoid attracting bears. No food or scraps may be left on the tables at any time. After use, tables should be wiped completely clean with no wash water dripped on the ground. Store all food and equipment in the campground cache, not in your tent. Food may be taken out of the cache only to be transported, prepared, or eaten. No clothing that may be permeated with cooking odor should be worn at night or kept in tents. Anglers should be especially watchful for bears. It's easy to become so absorbed in fishing that you forget that bears like to fish too. The rushing water makes it difficult to hear a bear approaching, so always keep an eye out, upstream and down, on both banks. If a bear approaches when you're playing a fish, quickly break your line and move away. Some bears have learned to associate fishermen with fish and can tell when you have one hooked. Move away well before a bear comes within 50 yards, or a sow with cubs within 100 yards. Stay away from the water until the bear departs for a different fishing hole. For safety's sake, it's best to return your fish to the water unharmed. But if you do keep one to eat, you must put it immediately in one of the plastic bags available at the visitor center, and then carry it directly to the fish cleaning building near the lodge. Clean the fish inside and leave it till you're ready to cook it. Photographers also must take special care around bears. Avoid the temptation to move closer than the 50 and 100 yard minimums. Note that the bears in these scenes are not as close to the photographers as they appear. The telephoto lens used to film them makes the distance look shorter. Be prepared to pick up in a hurry when a bear suddenly decides to move your way. Recognize that a bear can run a 50-yard dash in about 3 seconds. Always move out of the bear's line of travel. If you're on the Naknek Lake Beach, move far back in the woods to let the bears pass. To sum it all up, respect the bears and give them the room they need. They'll respect you too, as an honorary member of this community of wild creatures.
Like ours.
Great for
have already listened to me talk, you may get your pin and exit through this door. If you have only watched the video, please stay in this room.